folks, this is Sam with B Sharp Guitars. With me today is a BC Rich. This is the Exotic Classic series of the Mockingbird model. I've sort of been a long time player of BC Rich. You know, I kind of go between them and Jackson. And as far as their foreign made guitars, like this one, comes from Korea. Excuse me. They've been kind of almost in a very hit or miss, category. Even some of the more higher end ones. And I gotta say that not only do I find this Mockingbird to be a hit, but a dead-on bullseye. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing this quite a lot, and it's just having the hardest time trying to put this down. But anyway, kind of moving on here. As far as the great features on this, most notably is the neck-through construction, right there. And then there is tailpiece, bridge, gives a lot of sustain. Something that a lot of people be into. Then you got the Rockfield pickups, very nice. Definitely a lot better than some of the typical stock pickups that I get a lot of foreign made BC Riches. To me, it's not all that uncommon. I have a Warlock at home, and I've played for a while. Then I pretty much took out the pickups, put in like a Seymour Duncan. But these got some Rockfields, and they sound awesome. Of course, there is your volume, there's your toggle, there's your two tones. And nice little thing here is two places for fit your guitar strap at. Little added bonus there. And of course, there is the fretboard. Now, one thing about this Mockingbird ways finish is that it's pretty versatile. I mean, it does have that little off-the-wall shape. Something that can really fit, if you're playing old metal bands, because, BC Rich kind of caters to that metal crowd. Excuse me once again. But where it's just not all that extreme and porty like a Warlock or an Ironbird, and you got this natural finish that you can probably play in a jazz band or a country band and not really look all out of place. So, that's just a really good idea if you do a metal band and, hey, you got some kind of like lounge act as a moonlighting project. Well, I have a guitar that kind of covers both ends on that. And really, I mean, this is definitely one of the best guitars, I think, for the bang for the buck. It's made in Korea. It's generally not expensive, and it's sort of, to me, what I call at that very good apex of when it comes to certain, special high-end foreign-made guitars, and you can go up to, more American-made or, like the more high-end. It's just, there's a point you get more and more and more. You pay more for this guitar. You get all these bells and whistles, and the quality of the craftsmanship kind of goes more. But there's a certain point where you start getting diminishing returns. I'd say this is a really good example. Would be like the Gibson-made Les Pauls, because I think they just don't do much for the 2000s, where you could probably just drop $500 or $600 for something like this, and it has a lot of great value to it. So really, that's about it in a nutshell. Another good added bonus I want to point out is that it does come with a coffin case, an actual official coffin case. And definitely take this for someone who does play a lot of BC Rich and other odd shaped guitars that are out of the typical Les Paul Stratocaster shape. Having a case that can fit it quite well right off the bat saves you a whole bunch of trouble. So anyway, that's about it. I am Sam with B Sharp Guitars. Over and out.